If these problems persist, there may have to be a price adjustment.
Some of Mr. Swan's old friends are causing us problems, but it's nothing we can't handle.
Hello, welcome back to another theory of Reacher Season 2. 6 things we know about Reacher Season 2's mysterious villain. Reacher Season 2 maintains an air of mystery surrounding AM's characterization, but it has subtly revealed several details surrounding his purpose. Watch out, major spoilers follow. 1. AM's true name is not known. AM goes by several aliases. Reacher by Alan Ritchson and AM by Ferdinand Kingsley with a little wing missile. Although AM's true identity in Amazon's Reacher is still unknown, the series has made it clear that he goes by several aliases. Reacher meets Homeland Security in Episode 5 of Season 2, and they inform him that the only alias they are aware of is Ajari Mahmoud, one of AM's 8 known aliases. Andrew McBride, Alan Mason, Alejandro Mendez, Alexander Markopoulos, Adrian Mount, Anthony Matthews, and Alfred Mansfield are the other known names that Reacher and his crew were able to find. His aliases imply that he frequently assumes different identities in order to avoid being discovered by law enforcement or possible adversaries. Homeland Security is aware of his presence, but it is unable to stop him because of his frequent manipulation of his identity. 2. What makes Reacher's AM villain a comic book reader? There's more to AM's comic book passion than meets the eye. The true motive behind AM's comic book reading in Reacher Season 2. AM is frequently seen with his nose deep in comic books in Reacher Season 2, particularly while he is waiting for a flight at an airport. When he is done reading his comic books, he even hands them off to kids. It appears clear that he wears comic books as a disguise, even if the show never says it outright. For example, when airport security questions Reacher about the reason for his visit, he responds by reading a comic book called Blue Mask in the first scene of Reacher Season 2. He tells security that he is an avid admirer of Hollywood and that he wants to see some of the most well-known tourist attractions, including Mann's Chinese, Universal Studios, and the Walk of Fame. His assertions are reinforced by the comic book he is holding, which reassures security that he is not a malicious person. Aside from that, AM appears to be influenced by characters from comic books. Similar to fictional characters from comic books, he assumes multiple identities and disguises himself as an ordinary man in order to blend in with the crowd. He wears a mask, just like the character in his comic book Blue Mask, to make sure no one thinks he's been involved in any international crimes. The way the show presents AM as a conventional comic book villain also seems to emphasize how he differs from Jack Reacher's extreme sense of justice. 3. In Season 2 of Reacher, AM works as an arms dealer. What AM does as a professional in Season 2 of Reacher. In Reacher Season 2, Episode 5, Reacher and David set up a meeting with Homeland Security to find out more about AM. Although they had Ajari Mahmoud in their database, DHS agents Karam and Hernandez admit they don't know anything more about him. His name is Ghost. The two agents further state that he acts as a go-between for terrorist groups and anyone with access to lethal weaponry. He purchases destructive weapons from foreign military groups or other influential groups, and then, unconcerned about the repercussions of his conduct, he sells them to terrorists. 4. Why does AM not use cash rather than bearer bonds? How AM uses Reacher to secure his transactions. In Reacher Season 2, Ferdinand Kingsley plays AM, and Alan Ritchson plays Jack Reacher. The 5th episode of Reacher Season 2 further discloses that AM conducts transactions using bearer bonds rather than cash. This is because, unlike regular bonds, bearer bonds are not registered under a specific name or identity. This makes it easy for a terrorist weapons dealer like AM to use them for transactions without having to worry about creating a financial trail that the authorities may follow to locate him. This explains why Homeland Security hasn't been able to find him, even though they are aware of him. It would also not be feasible for M to carry large amounts of cash because his transactions involve large sums of money, particularly at airports where he would be detected. He is exposed nonetheless because of his use of bearer bonds. Anybody can claim ownership of bearer bonds because they are not registered in any person's name. Since doing so would entail ceding control of his assets, AM cannot take the chance of transferring his bearer bonds to another party. He has to distribute the bearer bonds himself since he would find it difficult to trust someone in his field. Because justice seekers like Reacher try to stop him from finishing his agreements and encouraging terrorism, delivering them in person puts him in danger. 5. AM is the potential evolution of Reacher. Reacher and AM share a lot of similarities. Reacher and AM share a great deal in common. Both characters don't think it's appropriate to stay longer than necessary and don't follow social mores. Both of them are mysterious characters that don't even hang around for very long. But their moral compass is what sets them apart. While AM's motivations stray into darker areas, Reacher has a strong sense of justice and uses his investigative abilities to help innocent people. According to AM's portrayal, Reacher too might have turned to crime after leaving the military had his parents not treated him poorly. He He clearly despises the limitations of a scheduled, routine-driven life, just like AM, but his high morals hold him in check. 6. AM is a financial worker who has no known religious or political agenda. The reason behind AM's actions in Reacher Season 2. AM played by Ferdinand Kingsley and Reacher collage by Alan Ritchson. Villains like AM typically have political or religious motivations in the majority of films and television series. But Reacher by Amazon appears to prove that AM does not operate his illicit arms trafficking business for anything other than financial gain. In Reacher Season 2, money is his one and only deity. He is a cliched antagonist who just has his own interests in mind.